Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss few exercises of reproductive system for class 10th. Right? Just you say it over here. First, name the following. The cells that secrete testosterone hormone in males. They are known as interstitial cells or Leydig cell. Right? Second, the canal through which the testes descend into the scrotum just before the birth. It is the inguinal canal. It is inguinal canal. The structure that keeps the testes in their position, it is spermatic cord, right? It is spermatic cord. The peritoneum that attaches ovaries with the abdominal wall, it is mesovarium. The fully developed part of the ovary containing egg, that is Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle. The tubular structure present on the upper end and side of the testis, it is epididymis. It is epididymis. The accessory gland in human males whose secretion activates the sperms. It is prostate gland. The part of female reproductive system where development of fetus is completed, it is the uterus, right? The structure that produces testosterone, it is the Leydig cell. Leydig cell. The place where fertilization occurs in the female and reproductive system, female reproductive system, it is the oviduct or fallopian tube. They are the name of one and the same thing. The structure formed by the villi of the embryo and the uterus of the mother, it is placenta. Placenta. The structure which connects the placenta and the fetus, it is the umbilical cord, right? State whether true or false. If false, write correct statement. The first one, fertilization takes place in the uterus. Statement is false. Fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube or oviduct. Correct statement, fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube or oviduct. Second, lower sperm count causes infertility in males. Yes, it is correct. Lower in sperm counts causes infertility in males. Third, gestation period in human beings is about a week. False. Gestation period in human beings is about 280 days. Next, implantation takes place immediately after fertilization. False. Implantation takes place after the fourth day when it enters into the uterus. Fourth day of after fertilization. In human beings, if fertilization does not occur, the egg develop parthenogenetically. False. It is a wrong statement. In human beings, if fertilization does not occur, the egg disintegrates. Vasectomy is the surgical method of sterilization in men. False. It is the vasectomy is the surgical method of sterilization in women to prevent, it is used to prevent pregnancy, and it takes place in women, not in men. Process of fusion of the sperm nucleus and the egg nucleus system, implantation. False. Process of fusion of the sperm nucleus and the egg nucleus system, fertilization, right? Tubectomy is the surgical method of sterilization in male. False. Tubectomy is the surgical method of sterilization in females. Gestation is the process of fixing of the zygote to the uterine wall. It is false. Implantation is the process of fixing of the zygote to the uterine wall, right? In place of gestation, it should be implantation. Implantation is the process of fixing of the zygote to the uterine wall. Next, find the odd one out and name the category. Endometrium, cervix, femori, fundus. cervix, femori, fundus, they are all external structures of the female reproductive part, where endometrium is the inner layer of the ovary, from where the formation of eggs occurs. Tunica, albuginea, lobule, vas deferens, seminiferous, Leydig cell. They are all, tunica luteolia is the odd one out, lobule, vas deferens, they are all parts of the male reproductive system, male reproductive part, that is the lobule, vas deferens, seminiferous tubules, and all this. Whereas tunica luteolia, it is a layer of fibrous connective tissue. Next, binary fission, gonads, budding, multiple fission, and fragmentation. See, binary fission, budding, multiple fission, and fragmentation, they are all methods of asexual reproduction. Gonads, it is the commonly known the reproductive organ of the male or female, commonly are known as gonads. Ovary, ureter, fallopian tube, uterus. Ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, they are all parts of female reproductive. Ureter is the part of excretory system. Seminal vesicles, epididymis, vas differentia, ejaculatory duct, and urethra. Seminal vesicles, epididymis, vas differentia, they are all parts of male reproductive. And whereas ejaculatory duct and ducts, they are the accessory parts. And they are the main male parts. It is an accessory word. So this one is odd one out. Prostate gland, seminal vesicle, corpus gland, and scrotum. Prostate gland, seminal vesicle, they are all the accessory glands of male reproductive system. Whereas scrotum, it is the region, the scrotum is the sac in which testes lie. Ovaries, oviduct, uterus, vagina, and vulva. Ovary, oviduct, uterus, vagina, they are all parts of female reproductive system. Vulva, it is the region between the thighs, between the two thighs in the women. Labia majora, labia minora, vagina, vestibule, and clostrus. Here, all they are the parts of the female external parts visible: labia majora, labia minora, vestibule, and clostrus. And vagina, it is the part of your female reproductive system. Female reproductive system, vagina is the lower part from where the sperms enters into they are the external parts of the from seen outside the body. Prostate gland, corpus gland, seminal vesicle, seminiferous tubule. Prostate gland, corpus gland, seminal glands, they are all accessory glands of female reproductive, whereas seminiferous tubule is the part of male reproductive system, right? A single ejaculation of in man contains about 300 million sperm. A single ejaculation in man contains about 300 million sperm. Hypothetically, if all the eggs that mature in the ovaries of a woman develop into young one, then the maximum number of children produced will be, because 400 eggs maximum can be matured easily, but actually they do not form. So hypothetically means imagination. It is not practical, right? The number will be 400. In male, sterility causes fails to fertilize ovum. In male, sterility causes fails to fertilize ovum. Attachment or developing embryo with the uterus is called implantation. Implantation. The dash is the birth of a child. Parturition. Parturition. Menarche is the onset of menstrual cycle at puberty, and menopause is the complete cessation of menstrual cycle. And conches is the failure to attain erection, whereas sterility is the failure to fertilize an egg. The period of complete development of the fetus till birth is termed gestation. Corpus luteum, corpus luteum, and it secretes the hormone progesterone, and later it acts as an endocrine gland that seeks progesterone. It is secreted by corpus luteum after ovulation of egg. When comes out of the ear, then the covering layer of this corpus luteum, here you can see corpus luteum acts as an endocrine gland, produces a large amount of progesterone, and that prepares the uterus for receiving the developing embryo. When the ovulation occurs, after ovulation, the remaining cells of the follicle that changes into corpus luteum, right? Now define the following: menarche, menopause, parthenogenesis, puberty, partition, or you can say it over here. Yes, see. Menarche, onset of menstrual cycle at puberty in females. Menopause, complete cessation of menstrual cycle at the end of the reproductive age of women. Parthenogenesis, development of egg into a young one without fertilization. Partition, birth of a baby. Puberty, attainment of the sexual maturity. Right. In the previous class, I have asked, discussed till define the terms. Now the next, differentiate between, right? Now under differentiate, check it out here. Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, always monoparental, means only one parent is involved. It is usually biparental, means two parents are involved. Asexual, it does not involve the formation of fusion of gametes. It Sexual reproduction, it involves the formation and fusion of gametes, right? Third one, the new individuals are genetically similar to the parents. Here, offsprings means the next generation are genetically different from either of the two parents. Under asexual reproduction, it does not introduce any variation in the population, whereas in sexual reproduction, it introduces variations in the population. Right? Next, infertility and impotence. Infertility means it is the inability to achieve a successful pregnancy. And impotence, it refers to the ability to achieve and maintain an erection, right? Menarche, menopause. Menarche, onset of menstrual cycle at puberty in females is called menarche, and menopause, complete cessation of menstrual cycle at the end of the reproductive cycle, CYCLE, reproductive cycle of a woman. Essential organs and accessory organs. Essential organs, gonads are the essential organs for reproduction, means they may be male or the female, as testes in male, ovaries in female. They are the essential organ. Here, accessory organs, they are other supportive organs, they are called as accessory organs. Example, in case of males, epididymis, vas deferens, oviduct, etc. In case of males, in females, uterus, vagina, cervix, fallopian tube, etc. They are all accessory organs, right? Now the next one, here, corpus callosum and corpus luteum. Function. Under function, corpus luteum, it acts as an endocrine gland and producing hormone progesterone. Whereas corpus callosum, the two hemispheres, it is present in the brain, right? And it is present, this corpus callosum, that is in the ovary. Two hemispheres, they are held together by a transverse band nerve fibers called corpus callosum. Means two hemispheres are there. One hemisphere is this, one hemisphere, this is your head, and this is your head, and in this head, in the centers, they are joined together by a transverse band of nerve fiber. These nerve fibers are known as corpus callosum. Like this two hemisphere, right hemisphere, this is your right hemisphere, this is your left hemisphere, and both they are joined together with the help of the connective tissues, that is corpus callosum. And corpus luteum, its action underway, it is in the formation when the ovulation occurs, then Graafian follicle, the cells which are left, they access corpus luteum and they act as an endocrine gland and secrete the hormone progesterone to prepare the uterus for the further growth of the embryo. and before it helps estrogen that helps in the formation of ovum, right? Next, tubectomy and vasectomy. Tubectomy, it involves cutting, means the part cut and tight. Tubectomy, it involves cutting and tight and ligating the oviducts of both sides. मतलब ट्यूबेक्ट को कट करके और उसे टाई कर देते हैं. वेसेक्टोमी, it involves cutting both vas deferens and tying cut ends of both fallopian tube, both the ends टुगेदर. मतलब जो फेलोपियन ट्यूब जो होते हैं जिससे कि फर्टिलाइजेशन होता है उसको कट करके टाई कर देते हैं. ट्यूबेक्टमी वास डिफरेंस, जहां से स्पर्म डक्ट को कट करके टाई कर देते हैं. इट इज इन मेल्स, इट इज इन फीमेल्स. स्पर्म डक्ट, fallopian tube. Function: sperm duct, it is the passage lubricated by the mucus to facilitate the movement of sperms through them. Fallopian tube, here fertilization takes place, and after fertilization embryo passes into the uterus. That is the transport of ova. Testosterone, it is secreted by testes. Estrogen, it is secreted by the ovary. Organ which secrete estrogen, it is the female hormone. Testosterone, it is the male hormone. It is the male hormone and it is the female hormone. And the organ secrete estrogen secreted by ovary, and testosterone, it is secreted by testes. Right? Now this is, now the next, what are the functions of the following? Now here you see the, what are the functions of the following? Oviduct, its function is transport of ova, OVA, of ovum, transport of OVUM. It is transport of ovum, OVUM. Uterus, it protects and nourishes the developing fetus, that is the embryo. What is the function of vagina? Receives sperms and acts as a birth canal. Interstitial cells secrete testosterone hormone in males present in testes. Prostate gland increases the fertility and motility of sperm. Prostate gland increases the fertility and motility of sperms. Vas deferens to facilitate the movement of sperm. Vas deferens to facilitate the movement of sperms. Now here, sperm duct and vas deferens, it is, they are one and the same. Leydig cell, the cells that secrete testosterone. The cells that secrete testosterone hormone in males, they are known as Leydig. Leydig cells and their interstitial cells, they are one and the same thing. Corpus luteum, it secretes progesterone, which prepares the uterus for receiving the developing embryo. Seminal vesicle acts as a nourishing material for the sperms, helps in neutralizing the acidity. Now your next question, how does the sperm reach up to an egg and how does it enter into an egg? Now see here, the sperms ejaculated in the vagina start ascending into the uterus by thrashing movements of their tail. From the uterus, they enter into the fallopian tube. If the egg is present in the oviduct during viable life of sperm, a large number of sperms surround the egg from all sides, but only one will be able to enter into the egg and all other sperm will die and be absorbed over there. This you can see it over here. See, this is the egg. Sperms come, they all surrounded here. Only one is going to enter. Only one sperm is entering here, and then only it gets only the head and the middle piece enters, just remain outside, and it is absorbed. Right? What is sexual dimorphism? How can you say that human beings exhibit sexual dimorphism? Now see, the phenomenon in which the male and female individuals of unisexual animals can be distinguished externally. It is called sexual dimorphism. Human beings reproduce by sexual mode only. Human beings are unisexual and exhibit sexual dimorphism. Either a person has a testes in male or they had the ovaries in case of females, right? Now the next, trace the path of the sperm from its formation in seminiferous tubules into ejaculation. Now here you see seminiferous tubule, that is they produce sperms. Here the network of tubules, from there it passes into the afferent ducts. From the afferent ducts it passes to the head portion, that is the upper part of epididymis. From upper part of epididymis it passes into middle part of the epididymis, that is the body. From middle part it passes to the hind part of the epididymis, that is the tail portion. It is the tail portion. And then vas deferens, that is the sperm duct. Sperm duct is known as the vas deferens, and then through the urethra, and from the urethra it passes into the in penis, right? Now here, as you're seeing, here we have seen the functions. How does the sperm get up? What is sexual division? Now come to the next, that is comment on the following. Blood of mother and fetus never mix with each other, but there is always some barrier between the two. Yes, it does not mix with each other. There is present a thin membrane between the mother, fetal, and maternal blood through which exchange of various materials takes place, but the blood of the mother and fetal never mix with the other. There is a barrier, that is present a thin membrane in between. And with this thin membrane, fetal and maternal blood through which exchange of the various materials occurs or it takes place, right? Second, a single sperm fertilizes an ovum. Still more than 300 million sperms are present in each ejaculation, because as the sperms are ejaculated in the vagina, I can say vagina. From the vagina, they enter into the uterus, and from the uterus, they passes into the fire. By the course of time, all of them are not able to reach, and only few of them do, and at this place in the fallopian tube. This is the fallopian tube of the female. Here, excuse me, in the fallopian tube, the fertilization occurs. And only one fertilizes, rest of them they are died or they are reabsorbed by them. At the time of birth, the testes descend down into the scrotal sac. Yes, at the time of the birth, the testes descend down into the scrotal sac through inguinal canal, so that, and after that inguinal claw closes, they cannot go back to the abdominal cavity. Gametes are always haploid. Yes, they are haploid. So we maintain the number of chromosomes in the next generation. If they are not haploid, the number of chromosomes double and the organisms cannot survive. So to maintain the number of chromosomes in the particular species, the gametes are supposed to be haploid to maintain the in the next generation. Margins of fallopian tubes are fimbriated and bear cilia. Yes, they help bear cilia. They are fimbriated, as you can see here. They are fimbriated. Finger-like projections are there, and they had the cilia because they help to pick up and push the released. When the ovum is released, the wall burst. Soon the position is like this. This is the ovum, and these are the finger like projection. As the egg released through there, they pick up, they release, and from here it is pushed down into the oviduct, that is about 8 to 10 centimeters long oviduct present in females. And so pick up and release ovum into the oviduct. Twins may or may not be identical. See, twins, it may be identical when one zygote fertilizes and zygote divides mitotically into two, and then both develop into the organism. At that, then the twins will be identical. But if two eggs are fertilized with the two sperms separately, then they will not be identical to each other. Then their genetic constitution might be different. They may be both baby girl or they may be both the boy baby there. When an ovum gets fertilized, menstrual cycle stops temporarily in the woman. Yes, after that menstrual cycle stop, whatever the eggs are released, they were absorbed by the developing embryo or the baby fetus, which develops in them, because further development takes place in the uterus, and uterus when baby is already developing, so it is not possible to develop over there. So temporarily, till the baby gets the birth, जब तक कि बच्चा पूरा अपना लाइफ स्पॉन गेस्टेशन पीरियड का लेता है, उतने बजे तक जो मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल नहीं होता है. Placenta is an important structure for the development of the fetus. Yes, placenta is an important structure. Why? Because placenta placenta helps in the nourishment, respiration. Placenta helps in the nourishment, respiration, and excretion of the fetus. So it also acts as an endocrine gland. That's why placenta is an important structure for the development of fetus. I hope it is clear. Now, given below is the diagram of the reproductive system on the human field. Name the parts numbered 1 to X. See, 1, it is vagina. Number 2, it is ovary. Number 3, fimbriated funnel. Number 4, oviduct. Number 5, uterus. And number 6, it is the cervix. Name the part. Normally, after how many days does an ovary release an egg? How many days an ovary? That is 28 days. Where are the sperms released during coitus? Sperms are released during coitus in vagina. What do the sperms do after releasing? They move to the fallopian tube. They are released in the vagina, moves to the surface, and from the uterus they go to the fallopian tube or oviduct. What is the function of the organ numbered 1? 5. It is the uterus, means the development of the child takes place over there. To lose the developing embryo. What is the first? To lose the developing embryo. How many days does it normally take for the fertilization of egg up to the birth of the baby? It is 280 days. It is 280 days. Okay. Now see, the figure given below represents the female reproductive system of a mammal. Parts indicated by the guidelines A to D are as follows. A is uterus, B is fallopian tube, C is your ovary, and D is the vagina. Give abbreviated say. The onset of the reproductive phase in a young female, menarche. Rupture of follicle and releases of ovum from the ovary, ovulation. Monthly discharge of blood and disintegrated tissues in the human, menstrual flow. Process of fusion of ovum and sperms, fertilization. Fixing of developing embryo on the uterine wall, implantation. Permanent stoppage of the menstrual cycle for days, menopause. State the function of the amniotic fluid and the placenta. See, amniotic fluid, it is the fluid acts like a cushion and protects the embryo from any kind of shock and mechanical injury. It does not allow the sticking of the embryo with the embryo. Placenta, it helps in nourishment, respiration, and excretion of the fetus. Placenta also acts as an endocrine gland. Progesterone and estrogen hormones are secreted by placenta. This one is clear. Using the symbol X indicate the region in the diagram where fertilization occur. See, fertilization occur, this is in the oviduct. That is the B part, fallopian tube. Here the fertilization, I have put it in cross X. Fertilization occur. Using the symbol X indicates that. Now diagram given below, now this is over. Now 14. The diagram given below is that of developing human fetus in womb. Study the same and answer the following question. See, name the parts number 1 to 5. See, 1, it is an umbilical cord. 2 is placenta. 3 is amniotic fluid. 4th is the mouth of the uterus. And 5, it is the uterus, mouth of the uterus. This is the uterus wall. It is the wall of the uterus. What term is given to the period of development of fetus in the womb? What term? It is the gestation. What term is given? It is gestation. How many days does the fetus take to fully develop? 280 days. Mention two functions of the part labeled 2. Labeled 2 placenta. We have already told you placenta that helps in the nourishment, respiration, excretion, two functions. And other than endocrine gland, see, other than endocrine, respiration, excretion, nourishment, right? Name the hormone anyone produced by part labeled 2. Placenta, progesterone. It may be progesterone, estrogen also, both are there. What is the function of part mark labeled 3? Your part mark label 3, amniotic fluid. We have already discussed here amniotic fluid. The fluid acts like a cushion and protects the embryo from any kind of shock and mechanical injury. It does not allow the sticking of the embryo with the amnion. I think it's a clear one for mark 3. Give the exact location of the amnion. Amnion, shack around the embryo, that is the amnion. Amnion, that is the internal layer. This is the layer which is present inside. Inside it is amnion. This exact location, just internal by which the womb is arrives. Three layers are there: amnion, gluon, and metrion. It is surrounded by the three layers: amnion, chorion, and metrion. Now see the next one. Given below is the outline of the cross section of the male reproductive system. Copy an outline on your answer sheet, label the there. See, this is the testis, this is epididymis, these are seminal vesicles, and this is the vas deferens, right? This one here labeled vas deferens. Name the hormone produced by the testis, testosterone. Why are sperms produced in the large number? Because all of them are not able to reach to their destination. State the function of the seminal vesicle. We have already discussed the function of the seminal vesicle. That is the formation of the sperm. Rewrite the following in the correct order as to be in the logical sequence. First, testes. Number 2 is sperm. Number 3 is sperm duct. Number 4 semen. Number 5 penis. Right. Second one, first ovulation, then fertilization, then implantation, then gestation. Third one, first seminiferous tubule, then sperm duct, then accessory gland, then semen, then urethra. This one, first ovary, then oviduct, then uterus, then cervix, then vagina. Here, first ovulation, then fertilization, then implantation, then gestation, then parturition, right? Here, first seminiferous tubule, epididymis, vas deferens, urethra, penis. In this one, first fertilization, then uterus, implantation, gestation, parturition, right? Give the exact location: seminal fluidus tubules, that is the production of location function. Seminiferous tubules, they are present in the testes. Production, so prostate gland, they are present over here. These are the prostate glands present. They are also in the testes. That is ovulation. We have already discussed with us. Epididymis, transportation, upper part of the epididymis. This one, this is epididymis. This portion of this blood stair here. This is epididymis. These are the seminiferous tubules. They are the seminal lobe, that is in the testes. Testes only a part seminiferous tubules where sperms are produced. Seminal located, they are located in testes. Their function, formation of sperm. Prostate glands are present in between the vas deferens. Their lubricating of the sperms and motility of the sperm. Epididymis, where mobility, and the epididymis, they are the glands which transportation and attains maturity of the stem. Testes are located in the scrotal sacs outside the bodies, formation of sperm. Thylakoids, they are present in chloroplast. Stacks of chromoplast present. means plate-like thylakoids, they are present, and they form the granum, plate-like structure where the photosynthesis occur. They are present in the chloroplast, in the granum. Granum, each thylakoid constitutes the granum, single plate of the granum, that is called thylakoid. And the function, photosynthesis, formation of food with the help of sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. Read the following complete: uterus, implantation, fallopian fertilization, placenta, nourishment. The diagram given below is the internal section of the testes. Study it carefully and answer the question. See, label the parts 1 to 4. Vast difference, epididymis, seminiferous tubule, septa. State the function of part level 1 and 2. We have already discussed. Draw a label diagram of a sperm. When you ask the label diagram of a sperm, you can see this one. Human sperm, head, it is the head cap, this is the acrosome, this is the nucleus, it is the proximal centriole, distal centriole, it is the these structures, they are the mitochondria, axial filament, the human, this is the tail, this is the middle piece, this is the head. I am continuing with the exercises of the reproductive system. I've discussed till the question 19. Now, give technical term. Onset of menstruation in a young girl around the age of 13 years, it is menarche. The mucous membrane lining the uterus, endometrium. Cessation of menstruation in females, 28 days. Period of complete intrauterine development of the embryo, gestation period. Non-identical twins produced by the fertilization of two eggs, they are fraternal twins. Membrane that protects the fetus and secretes protective fluid, it is amnion membrane. The phase, the phase in the menstrual cycle in which the remnant of follicle in the ovary runs into corpus luteum, it is ovulation. Structure that connects the placenta with the fetus, umbilical cord. The canal through which the testes descend into the scrotum just before the birth of a male baby, inguinal canal. The accessory glands in human males whose secretion activates the sperms, prostate gland. The kind of twins formed from true fertilized eggs, fraternal twins. The onset of menstruation in a young girl, menarche. The fluid which surrounds the fetus, amniotic fluid. The diagram given below represents the surgical sterilization method in males. Now, the ways, it's the urinary bladder. A is seminal vesicle. B is vas deferens. C is urethra. D, see, this structure is epididymis. And if this structure, then it is seminiferous tubule. And E, it is a scrotum. Now see, study the same and answer. Name the parts marked A, B, C, D, E. I already told you. Give the name of the surgical method represented in the diagram. It is vasectomy. Which part is ligated or cut? That is vas deferens. Name the corresponding surgical method conducted on females, tubectomy. Name the part which is ligated in females and why. Ligated means cutted. That is oviduct, cutted and tied. Select and rewrite the correct answers to given statements from the four choice given below. The onset of menstruals in the female is termed menarche. Technical term for the fertilized egg is zygote. Site of maturation of human sperm is the seminiferous tubules. A single highly coiled tube where sperms are stored, get concentrated and mature is known as seminiferous tubules, there only. On which day of the menstrual cycle does ovulation takes place? 14th day. On which day of the menstrual cycle does ovulation takes place? It is the 14th day. Now given below an outline of the male reproductive system. Name the parts labeled 1 to 8. 1 is prostate, 2 is corpus gland, 3 is urethra, 4 is vas deferens. This tube, it is vas deferens. If this part is there, this part is there, then it will be epididymis, and this is testis. If this part indicate, this is vas deferens. Name the parts labeled. I told you. State the function of the parts labeled 1 and 4. We have already discussed. Name the cells of part 5 that produce testosterone, interstitial cells. Which is the structure 5 present? Why is the structure 5 present outside the stool? Because the formation and maturing of sperms requires 2 to 3 degree less than the normal body temperature. That's why they lie outside the body. What is semen? It is alkaline fluid mixed with sperms. It is alkaline fluid mixed with sperm. Give the exact location of prostate gland. It is below the seminal vesicle. The diagram given below represents two reproductive cells A and B. Study the same and answer. Identify the reproductive cells A and B. A is ovum formed in ovary. B is sperm formed in testis. Name the specific part of the reproductive system where the above cells are produced. Ovum is produced in ovary. Sperms are produced in testes. Where in the female reproductive system do these cells unite? They unite in the fallopian tube, this one, or the oviduct. Here they unite. Name the accessory gland found in males and state the functions of each secretion. Now see, the accessory glands, they are seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and corpus gland. Seminal vesicle, their function produces sperms. Prostate glands, they fertility, means the fertility and motility, so that they become alive. Corpus gland, lubrication and neutralizing acidity. Corpus gland, lubrication and neutralizing acidity. Prostate gland, fertility and motility. And seminal vesicle, they store the sperms temporarily, and the formation of the sperms, actually the formation of the sperms occurs in the testes. That is the most different. And seminal vesicle, temporarily they store for some time. Right? Now see here, study the diagram given below and then answer the question. Name the part labeled A. Name any two hormones produced by the part labeled B. Labeled part A is ovary, and the two hormones produced by the ovary, it was estrogen and progesterone, two hormones, estrogens and progesterone. What happens to the part labeled B? If fertilization takes place, then the development of the embryo occurs. Fertilization does not take place, then the menstrual flow occurs. It does not. Through the menstrual flow, the egg is removed out of the body. Where does fertilization occur? It is in the fallopian tube. Draw a neat labeled diagram of the human sperm as seen under the microscope. You can see here, this is the diagram: acrosome, nucleus, middle piece, mitochondria, axial filament, tail. This is the diagram of the human sperm. Now copy and complete the following. We'll say number 1 is follicle, number 2 Graafian follicle, number 3 ovulation, number 4 oviduct, number 5 implantation. Now given is a xylem, pattern fill in the blank, suitable function. Xylem, what is the function of xylem? Ascent of sap takes place through the xylem. Ciliary body, they help to change the focal length of the eye lens. They are present in eyes. Ciliary bodies, they help to change the focal length of the eye lens. Seminiferous tubules, part of production of sperms. Thyroid gland, they produce thyroxine hormone. Ischial tube, it balances, equalizing the air pressure outside and inside the ear, equalizing the air pressure in the eardrum, outer side as well as inner side. The diagram below is the developing human fetus. Study the diagram and answer. Label the parts number 1 to 3. 1, it is umbilical cord. 2 is placenta. 3, it is amniotic fluid. Mention any two functions of the part labeled 2. We have already done placenta. You have studied previous video. I told you this. Explain the significance of the part number 3 in the diagram. It, the amniotic fluid, it acts like a cushion and protects the embryo from any shocks and mechanical injuries. Define the term gestation. That what is the normal gestation period developing human embryo? Gestation period is to 80 days. And what is gestation? See here, what is gestation period? Duration of complete embryonic. Duration of complete embryonic development starting from implanting into the partition is called gestation. And in human beings, the gestation period is 280 days. Mention the sex chromosomes in male. In male, 22 plus XY. In female embryo, 22 plus XX. The statement given below is going to rewrite the correct. Graphene follicle after ovulation turns into a hormone producing tissue called corpus luteum, not callosum. It is corpus luteum. The protective sac which develops around the developing embryo is called the sac of amnion, not pericardium. Pericardium protects heart. Sac of amnion, it protects the embryo. The diagram below shown is the longitudinal section of the man study. See, this is scrotal sac pouch. The one, it is scrotal sac. It is vas deferens. This is epididymis, and this is seminiferous tubule. Right? Label the parts 1 to 3. We have done. In which part of the testes are the sperms produced? Seminiferous tubules. State the function of the part label 1 and 3. We have already discussed. Scrotal sac is the sac in which the testis lies inside. And 3 in the diagram, epididymis, it's a long tube where the passage of the sperms goes slowly and gradually, and also by the time they get mature. Name the cells that secrete testosterone. Interstitial cell. Draw a neat labeled diagram of a sperm. Already I have shown you the diagram of the sperm. See, this is the diagram of the sperm. Acrosome, nucleus, this is the head. It is the middle piece. In the middle piece, inside they are the mitochondria. It is the tail axial filament, and this is the tail. Right? Given below are the diagrams showing the different stages in the process of fertilization of egg in the human being. Study the diagram. Arrange the letters given below each diagram. See, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Where does fertilization normally takes place? Oviduct or fallopian tube. What is the implantation? Fixing of embryo in the ovary, in the wall of the uterus is called implantation. Mention the chromosome number of egg. Egg is 23 and in zygote it is 46. Gestation, just now I told you. How long does gestation last in humans? It is 280 days. Draw a neat label diagram mature human sperms. Already I told you. Match the Leydig cells, they secrete testosterone. I hope you are able to get it each and everything. Any doubt, anywhere, you can ask me in the comment section. Again, we will meet in the next video. Thank you.